Hi, I'm Sharon, and I'm so happy to be here speaking with you about this work that I'm so passionate about, which is journey work. And today I would love to speak with you about some work that I have developed using the foundational tools of the journey, which is called the 7 Steps to a Loving Connection with Your Child. And this work is all about that moment when we lose it, that moment when our buttons are pushed, when we get triggered, and when we can actually feel anger, we can feel rage, we can feel so helpless or inadequate or overwhelmed. And when we are reacting unconsciously to those old, unhealthy programs that we may have had for many, many years. And in that moment, we actually have choice to either react unconsciously, unhealthily, or to respond consciously. And this work that I have developed is 7 simple steps to guide you effortlessly to transition from that reactivity to a healthy response with your child. In fact, it's not just with your child, it's with your loved ones, it's with your family, and it's with yourself, because this work is ultimately about you. And I've been a solo parent for many years, and my daughter certainly knows how to press my buttons. And I have faced many moments of overwhelm when I have reacted unconsciously in anger and fear and helplessness. And yet with these 7 steps, it has been a real solace for me in helping me to become the parent that I really want to be and respond appropriately according to my deeper knowing. And now I have a beautiful 18-year-old. We have a wonderful communication and connection, and she is a happy, loving, and confident young woman. So let's get started on these 7 simple steps. The first step is very simple, and we all know it. In fact, all of these steps are simple. But the first one is to just pause and breathe. Such a simple thing that we can all take for granted, but actually catching yourself in the moment, stopping, pausing just for that little bit, breathing, actually creates a distance between you and the event and brings you back into a more centered and grounded place within yourself. Sometimes pausing and breathing isn't enough when we are in the midst of huge emotions or overwhelm and we just can't get past that place. And so that takes us to step number 2, which is to feel your feelings, to literally acknowledge them and feel them. Something that we don't know very well in this world, because we are not taught emotional intelligence, which is all about acknowledging our feelings and feeling them. Instead, we are often taught to suppress our feelings, to shut them down, to deny them, to blame someone else, anything but to feel them and own them ourselves. And this is the beauty of journey work. Brandon has taught us so beautifully how to really connect in with our feelings and to welcome them. In fact, Brandon says that if we are willing to sit in the fire of even our worst feelings and feel the pure, raw emotion, it only takes a short amount of time for those feelings, those emotions to pass through. It's only when we attach a story to it, we go up into the mind, we stir it up, we justify our feelings, we tell a friend, that it then becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. But if we're willing to just be with our feelings, feel them, and go into the depth of them, we can actually fall through into a place of peace and openness. Which then brings me to step number 3, which is compassion for yourself. When you are feeling these emotions, Just allowing all the emotions to be there, no matter how painful. And allowing yourself to just fall right into the very core. And finding that compassion for yourself. In the knowledge that you may have had a very difficult time. It may have been a very challenging moment with your child, with your loved ones, and just finding that heart space of compassion. Compassion opens the heart and brings us back to our bodies, back to ourself. And from this place of compassion with ourself, where we've softened, where we've opened, coming to step number 4, which is being in the moment. Just this moment. And connecting in with what is here right now. And resting in this moment. And when we are in the here and now, we are connected with ourselves, with our heart. And from this place of being connected with ourselves, we are then able to connect healthily with others. Which brings me to step number 5, which is having empathy and forgiving. When we are in our heart space, we are in that place of empathy. We can connect in empathetically with others. We can sense deeper, the deeper realms, what's happening for them underneath the chaos of the surface. And we can connect into what may be going on for them at a deeper level, their pain, their confusion, their deeper feelings of vulnerability and inadequacy, which may all be covered over by this layer of reactivity that is actually pressing your buttons. So empathy is a very powerful heart connector, and it is also the precursor to forgiveness. And when we forgive, we are actually letting go of the story, letting go of the reactivity, letting go of the need, the self-righteous need to hold on and be right. Forgiveness is the true healing. And from this place of empathy and forgiveness, our heart is open now. And we can really connect with our child, with our loved one, with our colleagues. And from this place of open-hearted awareness, we are able to hear that little voice inside, which brings me to step number 6, which is listening to your intuition and taking action. That little voice inside is always available to us. It's just with all the noise going on and all the reactivity and the potential chaos in life, we don't hear it because we're not connected inside with ourselves. But that deeper knowing, that little voice is always there, showing us the breadcrumbs of what is the right action in that moment. And whether that right action with our children is giving them a big hug and connecting and telling them how much we love them and how precious they are to us, or whether in that moment our deeper knowing is telling us that we need to say a very clear, concise and firm no, so be it. It's listening to what is coming from deep within, to what is really the highest and the best in the moment. And that brings me to number 7, our final step in this 7 steps to a loving connection with your child. And that is being the role model for your child. Being yourself the way that you want your child to be. It's not what we say to our kids. It's not what we necessarily do, but it's the way that we are, it's the way that we show up as parents, as lovers, as friends. It is the way that we are that is portrayed, that is picked up, and that is taken on board by our children. And that is how they grow up. So as Gandhi says, be the change that you wish for the world, is very, very potent for all of us, especially parents with our children. So I wish you well with these 7 steps. Just practice them, play with them, and as you deepen in journey work and as you clear away your own blocks, your own limiting beliefs, you will find that these 7 steps become easier and easier and just an effortless way of being, so that in the heat of the moment, you won't have to resort to that unconscious reactivity, but you will have choice, where you can respond healthily, appropriately, and consciously according to your deeper knowing, and improve the connection, the communication, and the cooperation with your children, with your loved ones. If you would like more information on the 7 steps to a loving connection with your child, I would love to offer you my free ebook, which you will find on www.connectingkidsandparents.com.au. This ebook is a beautiful illustrated book, and it has the 7 steps with an explanation of each one. So good luck with it all, and many blessings on your journey. Thank you.